I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. As Donald Trump was arraigned in Manhattan court on 34 separate felony counts of falsifying business records, Fox does what it always does: engage in despicable propaganda. Here, first let me show you. This is as Donald Trump was leaving the room where he was arrested, fingerprinted, and booked, heading to the courthouse. The first thing I just want to show you is the reaction by Fox in real time as Donald Trump was heading to the courtroom. You see Donald Trump looking utterly defeated, utterly deflated. Watch this moment, though, from Fox where they see Donald Trump leave the room and head into the courtroom. Play this clip.
So let's not forget that Alvin Bragg not only is he setting precedent for bringing criminal charges for the very first time in this nation's history against a former president, but he's taking a case, and this is the hush money that was paid to Stormy Daniels back in 2016, just before the election. He's taking a case that the feds said they wouldn't prosecute. Here comes the former president. Let's just listen into this.
President Trump, will you come speak to us, President Trump?
Oh, that was just yeah. And he went right into the courtroom. We thought that he was going to come up to that camera, but change of plans to what we had been advised. And he just walked straight in there. So again, we are told that there is a still photographer who is in the courtroom who will.
And I'm not sure if you caught that. I want to play this very quickly. The police officer who does not hold the door for Donald Trump. And look, you are now a criminal defendant. You are not getting treated any differently than any other criminal defendant would. And you are now in the criminal justice system for your crimes. And so following the arraignment, you had all of the Fox propagandists spewing the most ridiculous stuff. And here, for example, this is one of the most disgusting of the Fox propagandists, although it's hard to have a competition of who's the most disgusting Fox propagandist. This is Jesse Waters, who says that Trump was impeached for merely wanting an investigation of Biden in Ukraine, and now Joe Biden is personally going after Donald Trump. Play this clip.
Now he's putting Democrat activists in Bragg's office to slap cuffs on Trump. Not only that, Biden spied on the Trump campaign. And Biden personally hatched the fling sting, remember? Which dominoed Trump into firing Comey, which led to the special counsel. Trump was impeached for merely wanting an investigation of Biden in Ukraine. And now Joe Biden has personally launched 3 actual investigations into Donald Trump. No impeachment.
You know, where do I even begin on this statement? This is the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. This is not Joe Biden. And let's also be clear. The fact that you conflate so many different things and so many different conspiracy theories into one incredibly deranged and very, very dangerous conspiracy theory. Donald Trump wasn't impeached for just making a phone call, right? He's not being investigated for just making some payments, right? There are crimes that are being committed. When Donald Trump made that phone call to Ukraine, he was extorting Ukrainian President Zelensky to go after Joe Biden, to attack Joe Biden, to launch a fake prosecution against Joe Biden. And Donald Trump said, or else I'm not going to give you the Javelin missile system and we're just going to let Russia take you over, which Donald Trump was probably going to do anyway. It's not just a phone call. And this has nothing to do. Joe Biden is not the Manhattan District Attorney. And so the disinformation that's spewed, and Jesse Waters knows this. Jesse Waters is just one of these Fox hosts with that shit-eating grin who laughs and acts obnoxious, right? Jesse Waters, by the way, made his career like harassing people on the street in one of the Fox shows, whether it was for Bill O'Reilly or one of these shows where he would just run up to people on the street and like yell at them and just say like horrible misogynistic things to them. But Jesse Waters knows better. Jesse Waters is one of these people who say how much they hate Manhattan and hate this and hate that, but then eat at all the Manhattan restaurants and live in New York. And he's one of the people who laughs at his viewers. He knows exactly exactly what he is doing. This is another clip right here. This is Jesse Waters and Dan Bongino. And again, just all defamation. Like everything they say is just heinous and despicable lies. Here's Jesse Waters and Dan Bongino saying how China bribed Biden and then Biden got Donald Trump arrested. I mean, they just say these things. They just launder in this disinformation. This is 100% false. And by the way, it's all projection. I mean, Donald Trump has secret Chinese bank accounts that we learned about. He's paid more money in taxes to China than he has to the United States of America. This is just despicable stuff. Here, play this clip.
And as this place burns to the ground.
China bribed Biden, and then Biden got Donald Trump arrested, the guy that started a trade war against China. It comes full circle.
Facts.
Dan Bongino, there you go. Thank you so much.
And by the way, these MAGA Republicans, it's always a victim complex. Oh, the Democrats get all the benefits. The Democrats get all the benefits. Watch Jesse Waters here talk about, he says, the media kills bad stories for Democrats before elections all the time. Play this clip.
If you get extorted before an election, it's illegal to do that. If that's catch and kill, then that's what the media does with Democrats every day. The media kills bad stories for Democrats before elections all the time and gets paid back with access and interviews and ratings, cash.
Yeah, and it's all projection. Like, you know, like at the same time, Jesse Waters and every host at Fox is using their platform just to spew disinformation, right? It's the most viewed cable platform, news platform, essentially in the country, if not the world. And all it spews is fake and false propaganda. And yet the MAGA Republicans are like, oh, the media is always against us. The media is always against us. I mean, you're the media. You are the media, and you inject this despicable disinformation each and every day. And this is Jesse Waters calling Alvin Bragg a filthy DA and saying that Bragg is assassinating your right to vote. I mean, just think about this language, this despicable language. Play the clip.
And now they're trying to put him in prison before an election. For people who claim they care about voting rights, they're nuking them. There's nothing more undemocratic than putting your political opponent in prison. The American people voted to put Trump in power. Then they voted to take that power away. And that's how things work in America. Now that Trump's running again, a filthy DA is assassinating your right to vote. What's the crime? Well, the indictment says Trump made a false entry in the general ledger. Lock him up.
And then they have Mike Pompeo as a guest, and Mike Pompeo so cowardly, right? At the same time, Pompeo won't utter Donald Trump's name when he attacks Donald Trump, and then Pompeo in the same breath goes on Fox and says, you know what? This is not what our founders wanted. I have something I want to talk about what our founders wanted, but first play this clip.
Well, I don't know what the politics of this will end up being, Brett. I just know that when our founders created this place, it wasn't in the cards that we would prosecute people based on a job that they'd had or something that their political office they're seeking. Rather, we just go back to the basics, right? The facts and the law. And we all know.
Here's what our founders warned against. Here, show this sketch of Donald Trump. And this was taken by Reuters sketch artist Jane Rosenberg. Here, put this sketch up here and just show a few other photos of Donald Trump in the courtroom today before Judge Juan Merchan. Play this clip. Yeah, that's who our founders warned against, right? Our founders warned against authoritarians like Donald Trump, people, malignant narcissists who put individuals above the people, who view themselves above the law. That is what our founders were worried about. And when we created our democracy and when we created our system of justice here in the United States, when we created a real system of law and order that was the envy of the world, it is that no person is above the law. And Donald Trump has committed crimes. Not only has he committed crimes, they're not even hidden crimes. They're not even concealed crimes, right? He commits the crimes in very open and obvious ways. and flagrantly disobeys our justice system and has created a movement, this MAGA Republican movement, dedicated to destroying our democracy. It is such a dangerous, dastardly movement that needs to be called out, that large media networks keep on normalizing. And it is so utterly problematic. And we got to call that out. That's what our founders warned against. And you know what? This arraignment of Donald Trump, which will be the first of many times Donald Trump will be arraigned for various criminal charges, whether it's in Georgia, whether it's at the federal level, it's for the crimes that he committed that all of us Americans know about. The only politicization is if Donald Trump was not charged. The only politicization is when Donald Trump had not been charged for so long. Because of politics, he was placed above the law, and that was the scariest precedent of all. So the fact that the law and order is doing what it's supposed to be doing, that's not politicization at all. That is our system of justice here that we should all be absolutely grateful for, and I am grateful for that. And as Fox wants to spew it's propaganda, we all know, you know, the Meidas Mighty knows, the pro-democracy majority of Americans know. And we are, yes, is he exhausting Donald Trump? Is this MAGA Republican movement exhausted? Yes, but we will not let our exhaustion overcome our ability to make sure we keep and preserve and protect our democracy. We love this country. We love our Constitution, and we want to make sure our country gets better. And we want to make sure there's real law and order here. And I, for one, am grateful for the fact that the wheels of justice move in the right direction, are moving in the right direction, that no one is above the law. And I want to say how disgusting Fox is, how disgusting this MAGA Republican movement is. And I am grateful. I am grateful as well that Fox will have its day in court as well in Dominion's defamation case seeking billions of dollars, where Dominion partially won its summary judgment. Fox completely lost its summary judgment, and that's set to go to trial very, very soon. I am grateful for that. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. Help us get there by hitting subscribe. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Also, wherever you get your audio podcasts, please check us out. Search MeidasTouch Podcast. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas.
The best part of waking up? MAGA tears in my cup. Check out the new MAGA tears mug available now at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com. It's 100% union made right here in the USA. I know I'm not tired of winning yet. How about you? Get yours today.